Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on ISO. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about ISO. I wanted to change it up a little bit. We're getting closer and closer to ISO going live. I wanted to educate people a little bit around other cryptocurrencies that are ISO compliant. Not just the X coins, but we will talk about those as well as we go along. These cryptocurrencies will soon be part of ISO 222 standard. So, benefits of ISO compliance. Standardization and interoperability, as it establishes a global recognized messaging standard for cross-border crypto payments, fostering seamless communication among financial systems. This promotes efficiency, security, and facilitates integration into traditional financial infrastructure. As we continue into this video, I'm going to show you what could come out of ISO, how big ISO actually is for a handful of cryptocurrencies. Enhanced regulatory compliance. We know regulations are also coming. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Integration with central banks. ISO compliant cryptos have the potential for inclusion in centralized systems, offering increased liquidity, transaction volumes, and wider acceptance. Streamline cross-border payments. It optimizes cross-border transactions, enhancing crypto utility through faster, cost-effective payments and expanding use cases in international commerce and remittances. Improve trust and transparency. Structured messaging reduces errors, misinterpretation, and fraud risk, promoting transparency and bolstering transaction security with the crypto sector. And this is the list of ISO 222 cryptocurrencies. So you see, Quant. And I think Quant is going to be the glue that holds everything together. It's like an operating system of blockchain. Quant is a blockchain platform designed for interoperability between different blockchain networks. Its compliance ensures seamless communication across various financial systems. Ripple's XRP, however, is more on the payment side. It's suitable for efficient cross-border payments and integration with traditional financial institutions. Stellar is going in the same direction as well, XLM. Stellar's native cryptocurrency, XLM, is ISO compliant and focuses on facilitating cross-border transactions and bridging the gap between cryptocurrencies and traditional finance. XLM and XRP are also leveling the playing field. They're allowing people that cannot get access to a bank account right now in the current system access to a bank account. HBAR is a powerhouse. If you're looking to diversify away from the X coins, I would start with HBAR. Hedera Hashgraph's HBAR token is built for fast, secure, and efficient transactions aligning with ISO standards to enhance interoperability. IOTA token, with its ISO compliance, is geared towards the Internet of Things and aims to provide a secure and scalable foundation for Internet of Things ecosystems. IOTA is a sleeping giant. XDC. The XDC network is designed for trade finance and focuses on enabling fast, cost-effective, and secure cross-border transactions while adhering to ISO standards. ALGO. Algorand's ALGO token is ISO compliant, offering a platform for building decentralized applications and supporting efficient blockchain-based financial solutions. Algorand is another well-rounded cryptocurrency, but you know, every single one of these ISO cryptocurrencies, they're very well-rounded and they're tied to all the money. I'm talking about tokenization, carbon credits, transactions, and they're growing at a very alarming rate. Then there's Cardano, and a lot of people don't like to talk about ADA being ISO compliant, but it actually is. Cardano's ADA cryptocurrency with ISO compliance emphasizes sustainability, scalability, and interoperability for smart contracts and blockchain development. Then there's Verge, which I actually never even talked about, but apparently it is also ISO compliant, aiming to provide enhanced privacy and security for users while facilitating cross-border transactions. Maybe in the future I will do a video around that one, but I'd never heard of it before. You could also add Casper to this list. LCX will be included as well. DAG's another one. A0 will most likely be compliant. The list is not going to stop with just these cryptocurrencies right here. It's going to actually add a few along the way. IBM is the one company I would take a good look at. They're going to be a powerhouse inside the new financial system. So navigating the post-ISO 222 implementation era. Now, what I see happening, okay, is that we're going to see a transition for these cryptocurrencies. I'm talking leading to mainstream adoption because ISO is going to be tied to corporate customers. It's also going to be tied to a lot of banks. And as these corporate customers start utilizing ISO, at the same time, they're going to be utilizing some of these cryptocurrencies. Before you know it, we will see mass adoption happen. But there's going to be a time period where we're going to watch these cryptocurrencies, and this is my opinion, rise at a slow pace upward coming from ISO. You got to remember, not every single bank is going to go live all at once. We're going to see a couple banks jumping on board over time. Then all of a sudden, we're going to see the mass migration happen, where a massive handful of banks go live. And I think that's where people got the idea of flip the switch around XRP. Then there's this. Now, this has to do with XDC because XDC has a little bit more going for it. And this cryptocurrency is literally sitting at 5 cents right now. So not only is it ISO compliant, but there's no alternative to it around digital trade. And that's going to amp up over time. And this is a massive industry. I'm talking trillions and trillions of dollars. And so you're going to see XDC rise up with ISO, but it's going to continue to rise with digital trade. And that's what I like about that cryptocurrency. If you don't hold it, I would definitely take a good look at it while it's at this very undervalued price. So what about regulations? We know that they're coming. And I think we're going to get handed global crypto regulations. I think the World Economic Forum already has everything laid out. And I think regulation's going to come faster than a lot of people think. You know, everybody's saying, well, the U.S. isn't even working on regulations. I think they are in the background. So the key takeaways is this. A lack of universally accepted definitions for different types of cryptos. A lack of coordination between regulatory agencies. Regulatory arbitrage, meaning some countries are too pro-crypto. So you have to have a good balance when it comes to regulations. But the reason I wanted to make this video, if you're new to crypto or you're thinking about getting into crypto, you got to look at utility and use case. Because once regulations do come, 99% of crypto is going to disappear. This comes from Brad Garlinghouse. I have said publicly before that I think 99% of all crypto probably goes to zero. But there is that 1% that I think is focused on solving a real problem for real customers and is able to do that at scale. But it wasn't just Brad. It was also Dr. Lehman Baird over there at Hedera. Take a listen to this.
There's always room for more than one player, right? When Ethereum came along, it didn't kill Bitcoin. Bitcoin's doing pretty well. So, there may be room for multiple people. I don't know. Typically, the history of any kind of market is that you have this enormous springing up of thousands and thousands of companies, and then you have a crash, and then you get down to 3 or 4, whatever, big companies that continue on
And I think that's what we're going to see. Once regulations come, a lot of crypto is going to disappear. Think of the dot-coms. How many of the dot-coms actually made it out of the bubble? just a handful, but they're doing absolutely incredible today. And I think we're going to see the same thing happen around crypto. That's why it's so important to invest in the right way. So when is this all going to take place? Well, SWIFT, November 2023, network changes to support digital assets for securities and foreign exchange trades. This is going to go live on November 19th, 2023. So we're a little over a month from now. And if you're not in crypto yet, you might want to get in before it's too late. Because we don't know exactly how much value is going to come from ISO out of the gate. But I think we're going to see everything start to shift around certain cryptocurrencies. That's what I'm trying to say. BRICS reviewing global payment system to bypass US dollar and circumvent SWIFT. Like I said in previous videos, BRICS is not going to want to use SWIFT at all. They're looking for an alternative. They're also creating their own currency away from the US dollar at the same time. So when it comes to ISO, I don't know exactly what direction the BRICS countries are going to go in. Some of them most likely will jump on board with ISO, and they're going to choose to use cryptocurrencies for cross-border payments in the future. But I would not bank too much on SWIFT having a bright future ahead of it, depending on how much traction the BRICS actually gain. So then I wanted to show you this as well. While media distracts us with its trends and Trump narrative, a major economic shift is brewing in the background. Named Operation Sandman, 100+ countries have agreed to simultaneously dump U.S. debt, collapse the U.S. dollar, and cause nations with the USD peg to hyperinflate. Now, this actually played on the mainstream media news. Take a listen.
Today, Brazil, in our hemisphere, largest country in the Western Hemisphere south of us, cut a trade deal with China. They're going to, from now on, do trade in their own currencies, get right around the dollar. They're creating a secondary economy in the world, totally independent of the United States. We won't have to talk about sanctions in 5 years because there'll be so many countries transacting in currencies other than the dollar that we won't have the ability to sanction.
So that would get rid of sanctions, and that was the reason that these countries are pulling away from the US dollar. They're tired of watching the US weaponize the dollar at the same time. But you got to remember something. Once they send all that debt back, all of a sudden we could see hyperinflation in the future. That's why it's so important to be invested in crypto, because as we move into a digital age, I'm talking digital money, digital transactions, you want to be holding the cryptocurrencies that are going to be the technology behind all of that, and they're ISO compliant cryptocurrencies. And, you know, I think we're going to see a massive crash down of the current financial system and the rise of a new one. Exactly when that is going to happen, no one really knows. A lot of people are projecting it to happen over the course of the next 18 to 24 months. So you want to get invested in the right way before that happens. That's why I really wanted to do this video today. I wanted to talk about this once again because a lot of people don't understand how big ISO actually is. It could lead to mass adoption of these cryptocurrencies in the future. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.